Why are over 3 million Bitcoin owners walking around right now with a digital time bomb in their pocket and they don't even know it? Here's a number that should shake you out of your seat and spill your coffee. An estimated $135 billion worth of Bitcoin is permanently lost, gone, forever. Not stolen, not sold, just vanished into the digital void like your gym membership in February. And here's the brutal part. Most of it wasn't lost because the price crashed. It wasn't lost because of some Hollywood-style hacker in a hoodie. It was lost because of a $20 mistake, a forgotten password, a hard drive thrown in the trash, a screenshot saved on a phone that broke 2 years later. Let me say that again so it really lands. $135 billion sitting in digital wallets that no one on this planet can ever access again. That's more than the entire GDP of Hungary, just dissolved into the void. Gone. Bye. Have a nice eternity. And in 2026, with Bitcoin trading above $95,000 per coin and institutional adoption hitting levels that would have sounded like science fiction 5 years ago, the stakes have never been higher. You cannot afford to be sloppy, you cannot afford to be lazy, and you absolutely cannot afford to trust TikTok to teach you how to secure the most powerful financial asset in human history. So today, we are going to do what Future Freedom 360 does best: strip away the nonsense, expose the real threats, and hand you a practical, actionable blueprint to make sure your Bitcoin never becomes part of that 135 billion graveyard. And the beautiful irony that will make you laugh and cry at the same time? The fix costs less than $100. Less than 2 tanks of gas, less than a month of whatever streaming service you forgot to cancel. Stay with me. This might be the most important 10 minutes in your financial life. The 135 billion graveyard and the people who built it one mistake at a time. Let's start with the most expensive cautionary tale in modern American history. In 2013, a man in Newport News, Virginia, named James Howells threw away a hard drive containing the private keys to 8,000 Bitcoin. Back then, those coins were worth pocket change, literally a few $100s. He figured, no big deal. Fast forward today, those 8,000 Bitcoin are worth over $760 million. He has been trying to get permission to excavate the local landfill for over a decade. The city keeps saying no. That hard drive is buried under 12 years of trash, diapers, and last Tuesday's leftovers, and James Howells is sitting at home watching Bitcoin charts with the quiet despair of a man who knows exactly what he's missing. But here's where I need to challenge you with some uncomfortable 2026 data. A recent Chainalysis report estimated that roughly 17 to 23% of all Bitcoin in circulation is lost or permanently inaccessible. With Bitcoin's total supply hard-capped forever at 21 million coins, and I do mean forever, no Federal Reserve can print more, no government committee can vote to change it, that means potentially 3.7 to 4.8 million coins are simply gone. Destroyed not by sophisticated attacks, not by market crashes, by everyday Americans making everyday mistakes with extraordinary assets. And as Bitcoin adoption in the United States continues to surge, we hit 52 million American Bitcoin holders in early 2026. The rate of these self-inflicted losses is accelerating right alongside it. More people buying, more people making rookie mistakes, more Bitcoin disappearing. It's the most expensive learning curve in financial history, and you are watching it happen in real time. So, what exactly are these mistakes? Because once you see them clearly, you'll understand why the fix is almost embarrassingly simple, and why the people who ignore this video will be the next generation of cautionary tales. The 3 deadly sins of Bitcoin ownership. Sin number 1, leaving your Bitcoin on an exchange. This is the big one, the granddaddy of all Bitcoin mistakes. And I need you to hear this loud and clear. An exchange is not a wallet. When your Bitcoin sits on Coinbase, Kraken, or any other platform, you do not own that Bitcoin. The exchange does. You own a promise, a digital IOU. And we have seen over and over and over again what happens when those promises break. Remember that name. Tattoo it on your memory if you have to. In 2022, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, a company that was sponsoring sports arenas and running Super Bowl commercials, collapsed overnight. Over $8 billion in customer funds evaporated. Ordinary Americans woke up one morning thinking they were wealthy and went to bed that night with nothing but a bankruptcy case number. And in 2026, exchange hacks are still happening at an accelerating pace. The Bybit hack earlier this year, the largest single crypto theft in history at $1.5 billion, should be a flashing red emergency siren for every single person watching this video right now. There is a saying in Bitcoin that has become almost sacred law, repeated by everyone from retail investors to BlackRock executives: not your keys, not your coins. If you cannot produce the private keys to your Bitcoin, the cryptographic proof of ownership that exists nowhere except in your control, then you do not truly own what you think you own. You own a promise from a company that might not exist next Tuesday. Sin number 2, storing your keys digitally. So maybe you took step 1. You moved your Bitcoin off an exchange. Good, gold star for you. But then you took a screenshot of your seed phrase and saved it in Google Photos. Or you emailed it to yourself, just in case. Or you typed it into a Notes app on your iPhone and felt very clever about it. Let me tell you exactly how that story ends. In 2025, cybersecurity firm Kaspersky identified a devastating new wave of malware specifically engineered to crawl iCloud and Google Drive backups, hunting for Bitcoin seed phrases. These programs aren't operated by criminal masterminds in dramatic dark rooms. They're automated bots. They scan millions of accounts per day, every day, 24 hours a day, looking for those 12 or 24 magic words. And when they find them, your Bitcoin is gone in seconds, transferred out before you finished your morning coffee, and there is no bank to call, no insurance to file, no customer service number that leads anywhere except your own reflection asking why you didn't listen. Your seed phrase is the master key to your entire financial fortress. Treat it like the most important physical object you own, because it is. Sin number 3. Thinking hardware wallets are complicated. And here is where most people give up before they even start, and honestly, it's almost funny if it wasn't so expensive. They hear hardware wallet and immediately picture some Star Trek device that requires a computer science degree and 3 hours of YouTube tutorials just to turn on. So they leave their coins on the exchange just for now. And just for now becomes a week, then a month, then 2 years. Then they're James Howells staring at a landfill. I am here to demolish that myth completely. Hardware wallets in 2026 are as simple as plugging in a USB drive and following on-screen instructions written for normal human beings. We are talking about devices like the Ledger Nano X or the Trezor Model 1, both available for under $100, that generate and store your private keys in a completely offline, air-gapped environment. Your keys never touch the internet, period, full stop. No internet connection means no remote hack is physically possible. It's not complicated, it's genius disguised as simplicity. Fraud alert, empowering and uplifting with a steady, reassuring voice. Fraud alert, The 2026 Bitcoin security scam wave. Before we get to the action steps, I need to hit the emergency brake because the scammers in 2026 have gotten terrifyingly sophisticated, and they are specifically targeting people who just learned about Bitcoin security, meaning people exactly like you right now after watching a video exactly like this one. Fraud alert number 1, the wallet recovery scam. Fake wallet recovery services have exploded across social media and Google Ads this year. You search how to recover lost Bitcoin seed phrase, and up pops a slick, professional website with testimonials and a live chat button promising to recover your inaccessible funds for an upfront fee. These are all, and I mean every single one, fraudulent. No technology on Earth can recover a lost seed phrase, not AI, not quantum computing, not the NSA. Bitcoin's cryptography is mathematically unbreakable with current technology, and anyone claiming otherwise is a liar with their hand in your pocket. Block them, report them, and walk away. Fraud alert number 2, the fake hardware wallet scam. Criminals are selling counterfeit hardware wallets on Amazon and eBay that look physically identical to the real product, right down to the packaging and the serial numbers. But the moment you use one, your seed phrase is silently transmitted to the scammer's server. You'll think you're safely storing your Bitcoin, you're actually handing it over with a bow on top. Rule of iron: burn this into your brain. Only ever buy a hardware wallet directly from the manufacturer's official website, ledger.com, trezor.io. That's it. Never a third-party listing, never a marketplace deal, never from someone's DM on Discord offering you a great price. Fraud alert number 3, empowering and uplifting with a steady, reassuring voice. Fraud alert number 3, the urgent security update phishing attack. You get an email that looks pixel perfect like it's from Ledger or Trezor, complete with their logo and professional formatting, warning you that your device has been compromised and you need to enter your seed phrase on a provided link to secure your funds immediately. Stop. Freeze. Never enter your seed phrase online under any circumstances whatsoever. Your hardware wallet manufacturer will never, ever ask for your seed phrase. Not in an email, not on a website, not in a text message, not ever. If you see this, it's a scam. Delete it. Done. The $100 fix. Your 3-step Bitcoin security blueprint. All right. You've seen the danger, you've seen the scams. Now let's arm you with the solution. 3 actionable steps you can complete this week for under $100, because protecting generational wealth shouldn't cost a fortune. Action step 1, get a hardware wallet, from the source only. Go directly to ledger.com or trezor.io right now. No shortcuts, no Amazon listings, no deals. For between $60 and $79, you will own a physical device that stores your Bitcoin keys in an air-gapped, offline environment completely isolated from the internet. This single step eliminates approximately 90% of all remote theft risk. Think about that math for just a second. 90% of the threat eliminated for the price of a dinner out. That is the greatest risk-adjusted trade in personal finance history, and it's sitting on a website waiting for you. Action step 2. Write your seed phrase on metal, not paper. When you set up your hardware wallet, it will generate a 12 or 24-word seed phrase. This sequence of words is your Bitcoin. It is the entire existence of your wealth encoded in language. Most people write it on the little paper card that comes in the box and feel satisfied. Paper burns. Paper floods. Paper disintegrates. Paper is how $760 million ends up in a landfill. Instead, invest $15 to $30 in a steel seed phrase backup plate available on the manufacturer's websites, and stamp those words into metal. fireproof, waterproof, indestructible. Then store that metal plate somewhere physically secure and completely separate from your hardware wallet. A fireproof safe, a safety deposit box, anywhere that is not your sock drawer or your desk at work. Action step 3. Run a self-custody drill before moving large amounts. Before you transfer your life savings to your new hardware wallet, do a practice run, because confidence in a system you've tested is worth 1,000 times more than hope in a system you haven't. Send a small amount, $5 or $10 worth of Bitcoin, to your hardware wallet address. Verify it arrives. Then practice the full recovery process using only your seed phrase and a reset device. Confirm it works exactly as intended. This drill takes 20 minutes and gives you the muscle memory and unshakable confidence to know that if anything ever goes wrong, you can recover everything you own from nothing but those words stamped in metal. James Howells from Newport News wished he had done a drill. Don't be James. The bigger picture, empowering and uplifting with a steady, reassuring voice. The bigger picture. Why Bitcoin? Why now? Why only Bitcoin? Here is the truth that most financial channels don't have the spine to say out loud. Bitcoin in 2026 is not a speculative novelty. It is not one option on a menu of crypto investments. It is the only mathematically sound, provably scarce, decentralized store of value that human civilization has ever produced. Not Ethereum, not whatever altcoin is trending this week with a dog on its logo. Bitcoin, the original, the only one with a hard cap of 21 million coins that no government, no corporation, and no central bank can ever inflate away. With the US government officially holding 200,000 Bitcoin as a strategic national reserve, with BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF managing over $50 billion in assets, and with the US dollar quietly losing purchasing power every single year through the slow, invisible tax of inflation, Bitcoin is fast becoming the most important wealth preservation instrument of our generation. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the dollar has lost over 20% of its purchasing power since 2020 alone. 20%! In 5 years? While your savings account paid you 0.01% interest and your bank CEO bought a second yacht. This is not about going to the moon. This is not a meme. This is about protecting the purchasing power your labor created against a monetary system designed to erode it quietly while you sleep. Bitcoin has a hard cap. The dollar does not. That is not an opinion. That is arithmetic. And every single day that you leave your Bitcoin exposed on an exchange, in a screenshot, in a notes app, you are gambling with the most powerful financial lifeboat available to ordinary working Americans right now. The wealthy figured this out years ago. The institutions figured this out. The US government figured this out. The question is, when do you? Here is my challenge to you today. Not a suggestion, not a gentle recommendation, a challenge from this channel to you personally. This week, before Friday, go to the official Ledger or Trezor website, order a hardware wallet, and take your Bitcoin off every exchange it currently sits on. That one move, that one decision under $100 is the line that separates the people who look back in 5 years grateful, empowered, and financially sovereign from the people who become the next heartbreaking statistic in that $135 billion graveyard. The financial revolution, empowering and uplifting with a steady, reassuring voice. The financial revolution is not coming, it is already here. Bitcoin is already the reserve asset of nation-states. The only question left is whether you are on the right side of history or the wrong one. And that question gets answered this week by whether you act or scroll past. Financial freedom is not something that happens to you. It is something you build, deliberately, systematically, and with the right tools in your hands and the right knowledge in your mind. At Future Freedom 360, we are building that future together, not by following hype cycles, not by chasing the altcoin of the week, not by trusting the same institutions that created the problem to solve it. We follow the 360-degree truth about money. We challenge every assumption the financial establishment has ever handed us, and we act on what we find. If this video gave you even one thing you didn't know before, then do one thing for me right now. Hit that subscribe button and join a community of critical thinkers who refuse to be financially left behind. Every week, we go deeper into the mechanics of wise money that schools never taught you and banks never wanted you to know. Drop a comment below right now. Tell me, are you currently holding Bitcoin on an exchange? Are you already using a hardware wallet? Have you done your self-custody drill yet? Let's have that real, honest conversation, because your question today might be the single thing that saves someone else's entire financial future tomorrow. That's not an exaggeration. That's how this community works. This is Future Freedom 360. Wealth is a science. Bitcoin is the experiment that already proved the theory. And now you've got the lab coat. Let's build.